Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Jurassic World Chaos Theory video, where today we have some new exciting news to discuss with you, as well as adapting this news into a smaller theory. Lately we discussed the potential of biosyn returning in Chaos Theory, which unfortunately didn't really do too well for a video. This new YouTube algorithm is really challenging to understand, as the video before that, about hybrids, really took off in comparison. So it's either you guys are very excited to hear about the potential of new hybrids appearing in Chaos Theory, or YouTube is really kicking my behind here. Either way, I highly recommend checking out those videos for more information. But today's video has some news to it, so it's not only going to be about speculation. We covered this news very briefly back when the trailer first released over on our Twitter, but today I wanted to talk a little bit more about it and identify why this news is much more exciting than what you originally thought. Since Chaos Theory is an animated show, I'm quite sure there'll be many anime fans here watching this video as well, so if anyone's a fan of Dragon Ball Z, then you'd be pleased to know about the new Dragon Ball Z themed items available at G Fuel, with multiple flavours of cranberry, cherry, raspberry and strawberry mixed together, as well as an awesome exclusive shaker cup. This collector's box is now available at G Fuel. You can also save 20% off your purchase by using code SWERVE at checkout as well. But for now, with the advertising out of the way, make sure you're sat back, relaxed, and enjoying your G Fuel, as it's time to learn more about what's to come from Jurassic World Chaos Theory. So in today's news video, we're going to go and cast our minds back to when the trailer originally released. No, I'm not talking November 6th when it technically accidentally released. We're going to talk about November 9th, when the official companies that were working with Chaos Theory were finally able to publicize their articles. And within this week, some news actually released that kind of went under the radar as the first trailer dropped. More specifically, I want to talk about the articles with Entertainment Weekly and Deadline. But if you guys have been following me on Twitter, we did briefly cover them. Following the Deadline reports, we were actually told that Scott Creamer and Aaron Hammersley are set to return as showrunners on the project from Camp Cretaceous, which is actually incredible. I had the incredible opportunity to chat with Scott Creamer, and actually when I got to chat with him, he's such a sound guy and he knows a lot about the Jurassic franchise. He knows what dinosaurs and what creatures he brought into canon, and he knew a lot about Camp Cretaceous and where he wanted this story to go. So after taking a look at Camp Cretaceous, and after I'm pretty sure he learnt from seasons 4 and 5, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen with Chaos Theory, and I actually feel much more relaxed knowing that Scott Creamer and Aaron Hammersley are back set to showrun this show. For me, this is actually really exciting news. I know it's probably basic news and something that we actually anticipated from the very get-go. However, it's just more relaxing to know that Scott Creamer's at the helm of it all again. However, with Entertainment Weekly, there was an exclusive statement from Scott Creamer that he made. And within this statement, he said, "Bringing Camp Cretaceous to life was an absolute amazing experience, and we couldn't be more thrilled to begin a new exciting chapter with Jurassic World Chaos Theory." Now what I like that he said here is that he said chapter, which means that it's not really a closed book from Camp Cretaceous, which means that hopefully, whilst we already know that Darius is returning, many more characters from Camp Cretaceous will also be returning as well. Personally speaking, I would love for Brooklyn to return. I believe that she was probably the best character in Camp Cretaceous, but given the fact that Jenna Ortega, the voice of Brooklyn, and her popularity has skyrocketed in recent years, I believe that maybe Brooklyn may not be showing up as much as she did in Camp Cretaceous, which is a shame, but I really hope that isn't true and that she does appear front and center in Chaos Theory. That would be incredible. But because he did use the word chapter, it's clear that it is following on from a story that we were left behind in Camp Cretaceous. Now what's even more interesting here is that a few years ago, back in 2021, I actually had an interview in the past with him where I discussed whether or not he'd come back and work on a new show like Camp Cretaceous again. And, in retrospect, he actually had a very interesting answer that he gave here. Check out this clip from my interview with him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. That'd be cool, but I don't think it ever really made sense to bring our characters into Dominion.
Yeah, well, talking of the future, I've got a little bit of a big question here. If you were given the opportunity to create another Jurassic series, either animated or live action, would you be happy to jump on it and have another go? And what type of era of Jurassic would you like to revisit?
Well, if you'd have asked me that a year ago, I'd probably say I need a break. But you get a little distance. And I fall in love with these characters. And in the whole new world of Dominion, where dinosaurs are amongst us, who's more equipped or more traumatized than our campers?
Yeah.
So, I could see a world where that, seeing it, like visiting a next chapter would be cool. I wouldn't want it to feel like a revisit, like you'd want to take it and do something different with it. But, we'll have to see. Only time will tell.
Time will tell, yes, because there's, again, you said the campers best chosen right there, because they've experienced everything they can. They've been put through everything possible to do with dinosaurs. So it'd be great to see a story with them in the future sometime.
So, looking back, it's clear that he already knew at the time that Chaos Theory had been pitched, as this interview took place back in 2022. And we now know that Jurassic World Chaos Theory has been in the writing stage since 2021, which means that it was probably pitched back in 2020, and it was always supposed to be a follow-up story from Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Because as we know, back in 2020, only one season had released. So they did want to do a follow-up story with Camp Cretaceous somehow, but instead, maybe they wanted to do a season 6 somehow. But they decided to go down the route of creating an entirely new show, which I'm actually all for. But again, it is very interesting that he did say this way back in 2022, and he already knew that Chaos Theory was set to release in 2024. Now, moving on to the deadline reports. We were given some information that the big three of the Jurassic World filmmakers are back to be executive producers on the show. Just like Camp Cretaceous, Frank Marshall, Colin Trevorrow and Steven Spielberg are all set to return as executive producers on Jurassic World Chaos Theory. As many would recall, they were part of the Camp Cretaceous story and team, so it's nice to see that they are back. This is very, very good, as I believe that Frank Marshall, Steven Spielberg and Colin Trevorrow are the three people that are set to run this franchise for the future. These are probably the best three filmmakers that you can pick from the Jurassic movies to actually take the reins for the Jurassic franchise and try to keep it going within a good story. Whilst yes, Season 4 and Season 5 of Camp Cretaceous kind of slipped through the cracks of the rocks, when we take a look, a lot of the Jurassic franchise is very intact, and that's thanks to these three people. Frank Marshall, Steven Spielberg and Colin Trevorrow are definitely the best ones to be executive producers on this show. And if you're a fan of really good continuity, just like me, then you're definitely going to be excited about this news. But not only that, even further information released as the trailer dropped. One of the writers of Chaos Theory, Nick Rodriguez, actually confirmed that Colin Trevorrow was very hands-on within the writing stage of this show to help the writers stay in line with the rest of the world around them and all of the events that were going on within this movie universe. I don't know about you guys, but for me, this means that the continuity errors of this show will be at an absolute minimum, just like Camp Cretaceous is. Whilst there were some in Camp Cretaceous that didn't quite make too much sense, such as Lewis Dodson having a different rank in Camp Cretaceous than to what we knew about on Dino Tracker, a little bit different there, but a lot of the story actually held within canon quite well. And that is because Colin Trevorrow is absolutely fantastic at doing this. I don't care whether or not you loved Jurassic World Dominion or if you hated Jurassic World Dominion. One thing that you just simply can't deny is how good Colin Trevorrow is at keeping the continuity together. Jurassic World Dominion is one of the most intact and well put together movies of this franchise in terms of keeping the continuity together. Throughout this movie, we were able to keep the continuity from the original Jurassic Park trilogy together very, very nicely. The external media such as Dino Tracker and the Dino Tracker team, Chaos Theorem, were also able to help out here and keeping the continuity going very well. And we were also able to finalize a story by mixing in a story between Jurassic World and Jurassic Park together, which was actually on paper seems very difficult, but actually did very, very well in Jurassic World Dominion. And not only that, but one of the most important things that he did in Jurassic World Dominion, and the most important things to me, is that he kept paving the way for future stories, as he confirmed. And you can definitely see that when you go back and rewatch the movie. Jurassic World Dominion, whilst it may be classed as an end of an era between 1993 and 2022, the post-Dominion era, the brand new era to start up, actually has a lot of potential thanks to what Colin Trevorrow was able to do in Jurassic World Dominion. So hearing that he was helping the writers stay in tune with the universe around the Jurassic franchise, whilst they were writing up Chaos Theory, Makes me very excited because I just know that there's going to be some new little hidden details and Easter eggs there that we didn't really know, because as we kind of suspect, Chaos Theory takes place between the years of 2020 and potentially 2021. So it's nice that we are going to get some information of what happened to this universe between 2019's Battle of Big Rock and 2022's Jurassic World Dominion. But what this also means is that Colin Trevorrow was helping build a foundation to the storyline of Chaos Theory during the time that Jurassic World Dominion actually wrapped up its production. So, what does this actually mean? Well, this explains how this could bleed into a Jurassic World Dominion storyline that was left open. At the moment, I'm not too sure as to what, because we have loads of unanswered questions from Jurassic World Dominion that can easily be explained in future stories, or even stories set before Dominion as well. But what this means is that whilst the Jurassic World Dominion completely ended, he had in mind what he wanted the future of Jurassic to look like, and he had in mind what kind of things were in Jurassic World Dominion that weren't quite answered too well. So obviously he would have taken the opportunity here to nudge the writers in the right direction about Chaos Theory and what they can explain in Jurassic World Chaos Theory that wasn't quite explained in Jurassic World Dominion. After all, he knew what the final outcome of this movie was going to be like. Whilst yes, we did get a theatrical cut and extended cut as well, he said the extended cut is exactly what he wanted the movie to look like. Therefore, he still had an idea of how Jurassic World Dominion was going to be finalised. So, with this in mind, and he goes straight into Chaos Theory, knowing the provisional story of Chaos Theory, he would have definitely spoken to the writers about some certain events that take place between 2020 and 2021, because at the end of the day, where do the Atrociraptors come from? They just pop out of nowhere and suddenly have this kind of training and talent to them that was taken from the Indoraptor. Obviously that needs a little bit of explanation, right? And with Atrociraptors somewhat confirmed to be appearing in Chaos Theory, I wouldn't be surprised that if this new Atrociraptor storyline, should it be a storyline in Chaos Theory, actually came directly from Colin Trevorrow himself, which is fantastic, and that's why I'm very happy that Colin Trevorrow is returning as executive producer on Chaos Theory, and why I'm so excited to hear that he was in production during the writing stage right after Jurassic World Dominion ended. For me, this is fantastic, and I can't wait to see the stories of Chaos Theory. As I said, the Atrociraptor storyline is an easy storyline here, but again, now that the dinosaurs are on the mainland, they could literally go anywhere with this. After all, we need to know more about Dr. Wu and what exactly happened to him between Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. And we also maybe, because I know some people don't like it, but we also need to touch up on the Locust storyline, and to me, ending off Chaos Theory with a storyline of identifying that major weird locusts are now spreading across the globe, it would be a great way to end off Chaos Theory and lead into Jurassic World Dominion. I'm not saying it needs to be so heavily involved, but maybe just some reports in the background for a few seconds saying that some weird massive locusts are now flying around North America. Something like that would be really cool and a great way to tie in Jurassic World Dominion as well. But at the end of the day, thanks to how open Jurassic World Dominion was left with potential storylines, Jurassic World Chaos Theory has a chance here to answer some unanswered questions from Jurassic World Dominion, which I'm very excited about, especially the Atrociraptors, because I think that's probably the most likely one. But I'd be interested to see what you guys think ahead of the release of Chaos Theory next year. What type of story would you like to see this animated show go in, and how exactly do you think it will take effect or lead into Jurassic World Dominion? Be sure to comment your thoughts below, like the video if you enjoyed, and why not help us reach 200,000 subscribers by pressing the subscribe button. But most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.
Hello, hi, you. Did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.